Simple with that, the big breaking news which is coming in, and this is a mega Times Now super scoop. Internal feedback on the Agnipath scheme is now coming in. As per top defense sources exclusively on Times Now, there is going to be a big rise in Agniveers permanently remaining in service percentage is likely to go up to 40 to 50%. This is what sources are telling us. They are also telling us that there is going to be feedback given to the Department of Military Affairs. In fact, our Prime Minister's Modi 3.0 is likely to review the Agniveers scheme, and the timelines are expected to be decided soon. That recommendations are likely to be adopted after consultation with all the government functionaries. That's the big breaking news which is coming in, that there is now internal feedback which is coming in on the Agnipath scheme regarding the Agniveer. Remember, this has been one of the key demands of the alliance partner of the BJP, JDU. Nitish Kumar and his lieutenants have been talking about a review of the Agniveer scheme, and what we are picking up right here on Times Now exclusively is that top defense sources are telling us that there is possibly going to be a big rise in the number of Agniveers who are going to be permanently remaining in service beyond their mandated term. Let me go across to Shivani. Shivani, this is very interesting news. A review of Agniveer, we knew it was in the talks, but for first few information now coming in as to what the revised Agnipath scheme is going to be looking like. Give us the salient features.
Meghna, the Agnipath scheme, which has been a big reform that came into being in 2022 June, and it had many repercussions and a lot of inhibitions also. But now what we are learning through the sources in the Defence Ministry is that the Defence Ministry has already started the feedback surveys right after the Agnipath scheme was implemented, and there can be several points according to these recommendations that can be rejigged and re-looked into. One of them being the retention percentage can increase. That means that 25% of these Agniveer soldiers will be retained in the Army's permanent strength after 4 years of the completion of their service. But now, after this rejig, this percentage can be increased. The specific number is not out, but it is somewhere around 40 and 50%. That will be a significant increase in the retention of these Agnipath soldiers into the permanent army. And after these recommendations, they have already been submitted. There will be consultation, several rounds of it with the Ministry of Defence and the government also. And then the changes can come into being. And you know, these changes are not happening or will not be happening because the opposition parties were raising questions. They already began surveying and they already began working on this right after the implementation of this scheme. Another very important point, Meghna, is equalizing the emoluments of Agniveer soldiers as well as the regular soldiers who are serving in the army. So these are the points which were being raised within the army, and on several levels these feedbacks were being taken, not only on the level of the Agniveer on ground, but also the units that were inducting them and the formations where they were serving, the army headquarters and its branches, and also the recruitment agencies who are recruiting and the training agencies who are training these Agniveers. So this is a very well-connected plan wherein the survey is being conducted, feedback.
Well-connected plan wherein the survey is being conducted, feedback is being taken, and if required and consultations happen, this change can be likely in the Agniveer scheme.
Is this going to build the political consensus over this issue? After all, there were certain murmurs coming in from the JDU. They wanted this entire scheme of Agnipath to be revised. Is this going to be very critical in ensuring the way forward for the NDA 3.0 as well? Shivani.
Certainly, Meghna, see, there were always voices that were against Agnipath scheme, and the army and the government, they both integrated to make people understand that this scheme comes with an intention to make the strength of Indian armies much younger, lighter, and streamline the strength. And yet there were voices, but now after Modi 3.0, has come into being. We have heard voices from the JDU also that there should be an overhaul, there should be some resolution over the concerns. So certainly when the army thinks over it and it overhauls the scheme in consultation with the government, certainly there will be a consensus among all those who had some issues with the Agnipath scheme, and there will be a welcome response among the people who are directly connected to it, be it the youngsters who are with ambition to be into the forces, or already the serving ones who are in the army.
Well, absolutely. One of the biggest concerns is after the tenure of 4 years, what happens to the Agniveers? And now this is going to be a big step towards reform. The internal feedback which has been given that perhaps as much as 40 to 50% of the Agniveers may just be retained in regular military as well. Thank you so much, Shivani, for getting us all those details. Well, here on Times Now, we're going to be tracking this story and several others very closely. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in 2 more minutes.